Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Mystic High Priestess Tarot. This is going to be the 2025 yearly reading. I am sorry I'm so late for January. We're just going to start with February. And keep in mind, this is a general collective. Not all of it may resonate, though it's very hard to tell since it is yearly and some of it won't happen for several months. However, if you like the way this reading is done or you have a recommendation for another way that you would like to see me read it, please let me know in the comments below, and I would be more than happy to try to accommodate you. Also, if you could please like, subscribe, and share, that would be wonderful as well. It helps get more traction for the channel, and then somebody who actually needs to see this may be able to come across it and have better opportunities. Forgive me, I'm getting over a cold, and I'm doing the best I can to suppress my coughing here, but I'm determined to get these done at least by February. So bear with me. Also, I do want to let you know there's a lot of scammers out there. I will never approach you for a reading or anything like that. The only platform I'm on is YouTube. So if somebody is reaching out to you, it is not me. They're trying to scam you. If you do want a personal reading, I have opened those up. You can get the information from the description box below. So right below the title is a brief description. You can click on the word more, and all the rest of the details will show up on how to get a private reading there. All right, that all being said, I have meditated on your energy. I have been shuffling the cards for a great deal of time. They are popping out like crazy, so they are ready to talk to us. All right, let's get this party started. What do we have going on here? Let's start with February. We have the Six of Cups. March, Six of Wands. That's pretty awesome. And April, the Queen of Cups. May, Justice. June, the Hanged Man. July, the Wheel of Fortune. And August, the Page of Swords. September, the Five of Cups. October, the Four of Wands. November, the Three of Cups. And December, the Ace of Swords. So energy is looking really good. Not a whole lot of your own energy here. All right, let's grab some clarifiers, and then we will go through all of the energy. So right off the bat in February, we are looking at the Six of Cups, and you're not the only sign. There seems to be a lot of signs in February that are going to be looking at the past and some nostalgia. I don't really know what that's about, but it does seem to be some overarching theme. For you, it's kind of looking at progression. So you could be somebody older looking back at pictures of your children. You could be, looking at pets. Something is missing. You are missing something. So you're being very nostalgic in your heart and mind. And we see the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups, clarifying that, is definitely a sign of missing celebratory time. So I don't know if your family no longer gets together for the holidays, maybe they used to, if there's just not a whole lot of celebration left anymore. Empty house syndrome kind of comes to mind here. But it would appear that you miss the gathering of people and events. And then you also have the Sword and the Rose. Clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, and power. So what I'm really grasping from all three of those in a connection is a sense of loyalty. Excuse me. That it kind of feels like, I don't know if you feel like you've betrayed somebody or somebody has betrayed you recently, if things were happier and better in the past and that's no longer the case, you could be somebody younger who's looking back on your high school days. You could be somebody who recently had a child and you're looking back at what it was like to be single or not, have those responsibilities anymore. But it does feel like in February you are looking back at possibly a connection that you had with somebody that you feel was maybe disloyal. Um, you could have been in a relationship. This is, screaming third party here. So, and later we have the Three of Cups down here as well. So we are seeing possibly in February feeling that there was a third party interference and somebody got in the way of something that originally was really good and really awesome. You miss that now. If you feel maybe either you or the other person made a big mistake. Going into March, though, we have the Six of Wands, so we are seeing additional six energy. So that energy is carrying over. However, you're feeling like you've gotten past this situation and you're being seen for your accomplishment. And also there's justice there. So if you were somebody in the past that was recognized, if you were somebody famous, if you have great accolades, things like that, you could be missing those moments. But as we can see in March, it's coming back to you. I mean, you are being seen, you are being recognized again, and there's a justice. There is a balancing. Whoever was disloyal to you or turned their back on you or betrayed you in some way is paying the karmic price for that. And then we have acts, breakup, separation, stopping the pattern, abandonment. So yeah, it does look like you've probably gone through a recent betrayal. And that could have been back in January, and then you start reflecting on it in February. So there is justice. Everything's being balanced out. You are being seen for your attributes, but there's clearly a separation. You've got to walk away from this because it's just going to cause more damage than it's really worth. In April, we see the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is very giving, caring, balancing of emotions. This could be somebody coming into your life, or this could be your characteristics. It's somebody coming in. So here we have the Lovers. So it appears in April, somebody new or a new work proposition, things like that. So a lot of times these gear towards love, but keep in mind this could be, you can put it in a workplace setting as well. If you're not interested in any kind of love or you're already in a relationship, that the Queen of Cups, you could very well be balancing your emotions and be ready to give love again, as well as somebody coming into your life who's probably more mature is, helping you figure this all out. And in the process, there's a passion that starts to grow between you and that person. And but you have the runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. So this could be some type of a twin flame connection. The runner is usually somebody who gets really close, emotionally tries to bond, but as soon as that bond starts hitting, they like to run. Or you are bonding with this person and fulfilling a romantic connection of something a little bit lustful, but it's in its beginning, early phase because somebody ran away from you. So, keep that in mind. You could go both ways. Now, that justice we saw in March, we're seeing come back in May. So there is a great balance going on here. But I'm really picking up on this one. It's a balance of ego, whether it's your ego or somebody else's. And we have the Ace of Wands, clarifying that. So it's definitely some type of new creative passion. So this Queen of Cups energy that's coming in with love on the mind, and again, the Lovers is a number 6. So you're seeing an awful lot of sixes, which is recognition, nostalgia, moving on, that type of energy, and also being very reciprocal, those types of energy are great to be calling in because it balances the ebb and flow. And because we're seeing so much justice, I do think that's what's coming towards you this year, and it's very strong. The Ace of Wands is going to be the justice in being able to bring a sense of passion back in. So this lover's emotional energy is you're you could have been the runner, but you're no longer going to be running from things. You're finding some stability because of that Queen of Cups, which then brings around more of a balanced justice and a new passion. And then you have the Grim Reaper. This relationship is over. No second chances. So and I believe they're talking about this relationship up here. And again, that's where the runner comes from. The other person ran. That other person is going to probably continue to be contacting you over and over. Or if it's something you ran from, you know you can't go back. You know there's no way to make it up to that person, but it looks more like somebody was disloyal to you. And you're like, nope, I've got this new love. It's emotional. Now it's turning passionate, and I'm not going back to anything. I'm moving forward. So in June, you have the Hanged Man with the Knight of Pentacles. So we're seeing things in a new perspective. Um, with that, this man is very successful completely on his own. He doesn't actually need anybody. So you might have been kind of depending on this Queen of Cups who got you into, your emotions again and feelings, and then you found your passion. So there could be something, a creative project that you're really passionate about. It could be writing, it could be music, it could be art, it could be acting, dancing, singing, any type of creative art or fine arts that you maybe have lost track of that you had done at one time. Part of that nostalgia also arose a new passion for you in that. So I don't think that the Ace of Wands is necessarily a passion towards a person. I think it's a passion more towards a project or, something that you're seeing. So then going into June with the Hanged Man, which is 12, which is double sixes technically, you're also seeing that, hey, you're great on your own. You don't have to be codependent or be with somebody. You're finally starting to see that you are better alone and you can probably move forward and heal. And separation, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning. I truly think a lot of these is the other person, that the other person may be the one actually who feels betrayed, who ended things, ran away, says it's completely over, is causing the separation. So that could be as well. Somebody else that was in your life, family, friends, a job, whatever. There is definitely a solid ending to something that even if you're trying to bring it back to life in a way, whether it's just on a friendship level, on a basic, let's just let the past go kind of level, this other energy is not being reciprocal to it. It is not giving you that, or the other energy is trying to come in and you keep pushing it away, which is good though in June because you're finally starting to see that you don't, you may have had codependency issues that you don't have any longer. In July, we see the wheel. Now, the wheel can move forwards or backwards. If it's moving backwards, it's because we have karma to pay. If it's moving forward, we've paid our karma and we're doing good. And you have the Empress. And the Empress is a forward-moving energy. Um, that's absolutely beautiful because it means that the karma that you did have to pay for, you have, and you can now move forward. You can be the Empress. The Empress can also be a mother image or somebody of high level guidance. Keep in mind the Empress and the Emperor, between those two, they're the divine couple. They have mastered all of the levels of the kings and queens. So, in other words, the Empress is the Queen of Wands in her regal, royal elegance. She is the Queen of Cups in her way to balance out her emotions and yet still give, this great love and show love. She is the Queen of Pentacles, which is someone who is financially stable and grounded and a realist, but yet can give and help, nurture that way, with material things. or financial. And then, of course, the Queen of, which queen am I missing? Yeah, water, or Queen of Swords, air. So the Queen of Swords also, and she's the one who's got now the mental logic. Her mind is sharp. She's looking for the truth. She's telling the truth. Not really completely cutthroat, but if you come to her with a lie, she's going to be. So the Empress is this very well-rounded person who has had great life experiences that have brought them to this level of hierarchy that they are right below God. And um, the Wheel of Fortune is saying we're moving you into that area of life. You've learned some lessons, you've passed some tests. And now you have Cupid's arrow, have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation or meeting. So now that this is cleaned up and you didn't go running back to it and become codependent, you're reaching this forward movement of the Empress status, and now you're available for new love. In August, though, we have the Page of Swords. So this is either you or somebody else learning something. Usually the Page of Swords is sent by the Knight and the King of Swords, who are strategic. They are planning something. They need to know all the details. So the Page is their little spy that they send out. And you have the Knight of Wands, though, on this. So this tells me that there is some spying going on. Either somebody's spying on you or you're spying on somebody else, or somebody's trying to get information. And this Page of Swords is in the scene gathering tidbits of information to take back. Now the Knight of Wands is showing that it's something that is fiery, passionate. Knight of Wands is kind of a he's the type that's going to come in, he's going to hit it and quit it. Okay, so I think with that is like, can you go in? Is this a one night stand thing? Is this a relationship kind of thing? But somebody's scoping you out. Somebody wants to know where you lie in commitment status, I believe. And we have not enough. Frustrated in relationships, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, ego issues, and jealousy. That may very well be you, and you're going to have to start working on those issues in August. That here we're seeing the Knight of Wands saying, hey, he friends with the Page of Swords over there and sent him in to see and decided, no, you're not enough. It's not enough to make a commitment to. So in this case, the Knight of Wands is going to be the hit it and quit it type card. Be careful if that's your energy or somebody else's, because that's a very dangerous energy to play in. And it also shows signs. Page of Swords can be an obsession. So make sure that you're not moving yourself backwards on that wheel because you just got promoted forward. In September, we have the Five of Cups, though. So apparently you're going to find out something that is going to make you feel very sad. So it could be something that you really had your heart set on. You realized that they were not enough. They weren't going to be able to commit. And it is because of the Four of Wands energy. Now, the Four of Wands here as well. This is a commitment that's been made, somebody who's willing to commit. So either you're not willing to commit and that's causing sadness in somebody else, or sadness for you because they're not willing to commit. The Four of Wands can also be a twin flame energy. So you could be, especially because we have that runner up there, this separation could have been with somebody who was a twin flame or somebody that was brought in to teach you something. And now all of a sudden you are kind of realizing that and you feel like you're strong enough, but there's a great sadness and heartbroken, deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, grieving, mourning yet. I still do strongly feel it's this person that back in January and February you got this information on, and it makes you very, very sad. We do see the Four of Wands energy as the confirmation they're carrying over into October. So as the clarifier of why we're sad, we still have the Four of Wands. And we want this commitment, and we have the Two of Swords to clarify that. So you want the commitment, but a decision has to be made. And you're stuck in your head about it. You either can't let it go or they can't let you go. But in October, a blind faith decision is going to have to be made on, is this coming back or is this letting go? I don't see anybody else necessarily coming in your life except for the Queen of Cups, who is going to show you how to love again, how to open up your heart again. And then after that, you go through this huge amount of learning lessons, and now we're kind of almost back to the obsessive state. So you have the Phoenix, a new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, changed mind. That is probably the decision you're going to make because of this carryover, this Four of Wands energy. I think you're going to realize that you've probably met your twin flame. And twin flames are runner chasers. Twin flames see the worst in each other because they've already gone through trials and tribulations. Twin flames can have huge age differences. Um, that's good. They don't always have to be romantic connections. Sometimes we, as humans, get confused in romance and emotions versus what we're supposed to learn from this person. So you could have somebody in their 40s that has gone through several life lessons and experiences that then when your twin flame comes in and they could be in their 20s, they still have this youthful, vibrant spirit. And because there's generational differences, they can teach the 40-year-old that, hey, here's, the lingo we use and how, society has changed as far as human interactions. And here's how to still have fun because they're youthful and energetic. And that 40-year-old can pick up on that and revisit it in their life in a way and be like, oh my gosh, I forgot how much fun it was to have fun and how happy it could make me. And then also that 40-year-old can teach the 20-year-old, here's the things I've learned over life so they can start applying those lessons and not have to go through as much struggle and hardship as the first twin did. And at times, sometimes that is such a bonding experience and they have so much fun between the maturity, differences and bonding that together that they become couples. It can definitely happen. But there's also the reflection of each other where you do at times see the worst of the other person. And that's because you're refusing to face it in yourself. That same bad quality actually resides in you. You just refuse to acknowledge it. And that's where your twin is supposed to show you those things. So it can be a very love-hate relationship and very tough. And I have a funny feeling you're starting to realize that with these two Four of Wands being twin flame cards, that 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 was your twin, and maybe you need to open up the doors to let them back in. In November, we see this Three of Cups energy again, which we had all the way back in February. So we do see that rekindling of something from the past. And the Page of Cups comes in. So, you know, being that it's all emotion, I think November is going to be a very emotional month where you're like, listen, this third party thing that happened, I want to put that behind us. I want to make a fresh new offer. Is it just a beginner's offer? It's not like we're going to jump right back into what we had. But I'd like to put this out there. Now, keep in mind, though, this can be a fishy offer. You can be doing this to somebody else, or you could be opening the door for somebody to be allowed in. Then you have addiction, codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, restraint. So these could be the codependency things that I mentioned earlier rearing back up, that you have been alone long enough, things just are not good enough for you that you're seeing out there compared to what you had, no matter how disloyal this person was, no matter how the separation and breakup went, no matter what's happened in the past, you could be so obsessed with this person. And we see that definitely with a lot of this Page of Swords energy, that you still want to know everything about them. You still have that or them you. Shoe can always be on the other foot. But there is an addictive quality. Now, keep in mind, addictions can also be a factor. So if this breakup where somebody ran away and somebody separated was because of an addiction like alcohol, drugs, gambling, shopping, whatever, um, if it was because of an addiction, keep in mind that addiction probably isn't healed yet. So you are walking right back into one of the whole reasons you walked away. And, that's just a red flag warning. In December, though, we hit the Ace of Swords. So with the Ace of Swords, this is new clarity, new truth, new beginning in that, but we have the Tower moment on it. So with all this clarity and truth, we are going to see some collapse of something. I really think the truth has to do with this addiction. The truth has to do with that it's just a page's offer. It's not anything solid and stable. The truth has to do with obsession and codependency. You or the other person. And when that truth is revealed, everything is going to crumble. Another one on the tower, the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is saying, yep, here's the truth. This is how it's going to go. And it's not going to be very satisfying. So here you have keys on a ring, many options, decisions, stringing along, one night stands. And the Page of Cups can be a one night stand. The Knight of Wands can be a one night stand. And I think there's going to be a big explosion if you reconnect with this person because it's just a temporary connection. And this person could be looking for something long term. You could be looking for something long term. And they're kind of like, listen, I've been free and single out here for a while. I'm messing around, maybe because of an addiction. And they're not going to be able to commit because of the life now that they've lived for so long without you. Just something to keep in mind. But it looks like it's a little volatile and it's kind of all over the place. But I do believe this is a year for you to learn that justice and truth reigns. That will always, bite you in the butt if you're not being truthful and honest. You or, somebody involved in your life. And that third party situations are definitely affecting a lot obsessions, codependency, and addictions. I think you're going to deal with a lot of stuff. So even though the wheel was moving forward and you hit that Empress status, it looks like there was some backtracking that was done. And that was because some of these obsessions and addictions need to be worked on before you can truly move the wheel to the next level. And you got the Lady of Lightning, surprises, sometimes shock, total paradigm shifts, which I definitely think we're seeing in this entire year. That there's going to be a lot of surprises, a lot of shock, a lot of revelations. I think it's a carryover probably from the end of 2024, but I think you're going to learn a lot. And it's going to take until December before that tower hits. Everything completely falls apart and shatters. And the tower hits and is broken down due to lightning. So that's your Lady of Lightning finally striking and saying, that's it. Everything's going to be laid on the table. Here's all the truth. Let the chips fall where they may. People are going to have to pay for their karma, and that's that. So just some things to be forewarned on as we go through the year. We'll see how it plays out. All right, that's all I have for you, Sagittarius. Overall, it's not bad. It's just there's going to be growing pains this year. That's all. But we all need to do that. We all need to keep moving forward. At least you did not get the devil in November like almost everybody else did. You did get addiction. So you already may be under the devil's control, and therefore the devil didn't need to show up to try to control you. You're already there in third-party situations and offering fishy offers or coming towards you, and the addictions that you may be facing. That stuff you're going to want to clean up because those are all characteristics of the devil actually controlling you and owning you. So, and I think in December, then you're going to be able to have this tower moment, all of this logic and clarity, and finally be able to see what needs to be adjusted in life in order to go back to the Wheel of Fortune and Empress status. All right. Well, God bless.